Rap star Tupac Shakur died last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
You've been shot at a few times, right?
Oh, man, a numerous amount of times.
Drive-bys?
Have you ever been shot?
Drive-bys, walk-bys. Nah, I'm too swift.
You're too swift. You have a lucky star over your head. Because isn't it true? Like I know that like a lot of the guys you hung out with are all dead now, right?
Yeah, a lot of them.
All victims of violence.
Exactly.
But somehow you've avoided that.
Exactly.
Now, when Tupac got shot, you quickly got the hell out of town, right? Because you knew that you could have been the next victim, right?
Exactly.
Well, what was that all about? Who did you think was doing it?
Yeah, who killed him? You know who killed him. You just won't say, right?
We was blocked in. It was more than one shooter. Only person know the truth, the real truth, is me and Tupac. He's not there to tell it. Only person know is myself. But Reggie Wright Jr. tried to change the whole story of the narrative, what actually happened, and he was not there. During that situation, Snoop, who everyone knew at the time, wanted Tupac dead. Snoop had a meeting with Daz, Corrupt, Nate Dogg, the Dog Pound. Said, we're not going to Vegas. This is their words, not mine. We're not going to Vegas because basically something's going to happen. Somebody's going to get killed, right? So Corrupt tells the story, Daz tells the story, Warren G tells the story. Now what Daz says, what Snoop said there, I said, damn, we can't go to Vegas. Who's going to get those niggas? They already going to get guy, basically.
Hey, Snoop.
What's happening?
Can I ask you a question? Big fan, man. Like since you came out with Dr. Dre and the Chronic, man. But what I was watching Extra the other day, and they said that you guys are involved in a cover-up about Tupac.
Involved in a cover-up?
Who is you guys? Who are you?
Who is you guys?
Huh?
Who is you guys?
Like you and Suge Knight.
I'm not with Death Row Records no more. I'm on No Limit Records. I ended my term with Death Row Records in 1996.
Right.
And those statements that you hearing are untrue. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You don't know what happened to this brother.
Don't know what happened. Ain't trying to find out what happened. Ain't inquiring. Don't know and don't want to.
I don't want to know.
I just didn't like.
Because it's dangerous to say you're inquiring because then someone will go after you, right?
No, I ain't worrying about that.
Corrupt tells the story and says, once he tells everybody they can't go to the fight and can't go to Vegas, turns around, Nate Dogg says, I'm going to go to Vegas. Yeah, because I'm going to Vegas, I don't got to be around basically me and Pac. He said, as long as I ain't around them, I don't have to worry about getting shot or getting a stray bullet. That let you know, premeditated plan.
You could see in Snoop's face how jealous he was. He was so jealous of Pac because every time they take a picture, Pac was under Big Suge's arms. Snoop was always on the front end. You could see the jealousy growing every day in his face. It wasn't about Snoop Dogg. What dog he was, I don't know what dog you call him. He wasn't a pit bull. He wasn't a German Shepherd. You understand? He was a watchdog. I call him a watchdog. You know, he'd be in the house with Death Row, around Suge, around Pac. Then he hit the streets. He run to tell Puffy at his house because his son used to hang with him. So, what else can they talk about? When you beefing with two different things, what else can you talk? What could have been the conversation with Puffy?
Do you get accused of like killing different people and stuff because you're in the rap world?
Nah, I mean, you know, that's a curveball, you know what I'm saying? But we deal with those, you know what I'm saying? We swingers.
You had nothing to do with the death of Biggie Smalls.
Was a friend of mine. I spoke on that when I was here, when Pac was alive, when Biggie was alive. I had nothing to do with that beef. I was one of the mediators trying to make peace while that was going down. Me and Puffy was always cool through the whole situation.
Snoop was in L.A. He was doing songs dissing Biggie, talking bad about Biggie and Puffy, you know what I mean? Then go to New York. Remember that when they were shooting that video out there, Biggie got on the radio and some people came and shot at him. He went back and started doing diss track records against Biggie. So Pac is the type of person, if you come straight forward and say, nah, I'm not getting involved in your beef, he's going to say, no problem. So he wasn't mad at Snoop because of that. He was just mad that he felt like when Snoop was in L.A., he was riding with him against Biggie. Then when he came in New York, he said he wasn't. You know what I mean? So that Pac was hurt.
Really Keefy D and Puffy Combs are the last men standing. They can be held accountable. for Tupac Shakur's murder.
There ain't no East Coast, West Coast beef.
I swear. We ain't coming to talk about nothing behind us. We come to talk about what's ahead of us.
Yeah.
We here to make a difference, you know what I'm saying? So we want y'all to stay in school and keep y'all heads in y'all books.
No doubt. Knowledge is power, y'all.
Like, we know for a fact that Puffy was involved with, the Southside Crips, but, we don't really know the involvement, how far it went, you know what I mean? We don't really know if he really was part of it. Like Keefe D said that he was, he paid to get Pac and Suge, we don't know though, you know what I mean? Like, I still got to be just, even though if I don't really, hold Puffy in the high regards, or if I look at him a certain way, doesn't mean I can just openly say things that I don't know, you know what I mean? Because we do know that he was with him. We do know he was using him for protection. But Keefe D said that Puffy paid him. You never know.
Warren G says when the fight was going on, he was watching at his house. Snoop came over to watch the fight. Snoop had a walkie-talkie. These walkie-talkies, he only got this walkie-talkie that I bought for security and the principal that security doing security with. And they worked on all the West Coast. So if you're an artist and you go into the mall or you're going somewhere, they have a walkie-talkie, security have a walkie-talkie. If you're not going to an event with any of the security details, you don't have a walkie-talkie.
Then he had the Nextel back then. Remember the motherfucker? Yeah. I don't know what kind of Nextel he had, but he had, the motherfucker could go, that whatever it was hitting him all the way from what was going on from Vegas.
It's either the moment you niggas gonna kill me, and we're gonna get some clarity in this air. We got a 5.5 hour flight. I've been around these niggas, I know how they get out. I grab me a knife and a fork, get my blanket, put my blanket over my eyes to like they right up under here. 5.5 hours like this. Sit in the back of the plane, all the way in the back. I'm the last seat. So nigga, somebody gonna get killed. Nigga, if I'm gonna get killed, somebody dying with me. I'm just, my back against the wall. 5.5 hours, nobody say one word to me. Not one fucking word. As soon as we land, they roll the little stairs down. All them niggas go out first. My Rolls Royce right here, Pac Rolls Royce right here. Go down the stairs, Pac go down. I go down, I'm like, Pac, you going to Vegas to the fight, cuz? That nigga like, that's the last thing I remember from cuz. Him doing me like this. And the next time I seen him, he was laying in the hospital.
Got a baby. When Brenda's Got a Baby came out, I wasn't even in the music industry. At that time, I didn't even know Pac.
Had never met him?
No, until he came around Death Row.
You were not in Las Vegas, Nevada the night Tupac got shot?
No.
You were not in a white Cadillac the night Tupac Shakur got shot?
No. As a matter of fact, the night he was going to Vegas, I was sitting in the car with Snoop. When he pulled up beside us, they was in the Rolls Royces, and he looked at Snoop like, hey, y'all, you ain't going to Vegas? Snoop was like, nah, man. All right, man, be careful, peace. And they pulled off.
I call up my Hollywood agent, and I say, hey, man, let's get together. Let's have lunch. We have lunch. And I go, hey, I just got information about who killed Tupac. And he looks at me, and he says, well, everybody knows that. And okay, I'm interested. Who do you think? And he says, oh man, that was Snoop and his cousin that killed Tupac. And I look at him because I've never heard this before. And my agent in Hollywood is telling me that Snoop and his cousin killed Tupac. And I looked at him and I say, Chris, his name's Chris Nassif. I say, Chris, how do you know this? And he said, oh, Shook told me. I said, what? He said, yeah, Shook told me. And so from that moment on, I was very interested.
Tupac Shakur slumped over a console at Can-Am Studios, along with a picture of what arguably looks like Yafu Fula, the second victim right after the shooting, as a victim as well, being shot in the head. Little Half-Dead himself is dressed up as no one other than the Terminator.
Dog Pound, we was really on our fuck Death Row shit, really. You know what I'm saying? We was already saying fuck Death Row.
There was a news report that Suge Knight had threatened Snoop Dogg, seen here together in happier days. Snoop apparently is now frightened for his life. We wondered if this document had anything to do with it. After a concert at Universal Studios, Snoop Dogg was attacked, kicked and punched by people working for Death Row. When asked by one of the deputies if he knew who had killed Tupac Shakur, Snoop said it was the man sitting next to Tupac. When asked if he meant Suge Knight, Snoop replied affirmatively.
Let's talk about Suge. Let's talk about Suge and Snoop Dogg. He got that man off of a murder trial. See, for me, there's a level of loyalty that needs to be expressed from his standpoint towards Suge. There's other factors that I'm not involved in, but loyalty gets you through all of those.
Hi, I'm Serena Alcho with an MTV News Brief. The Los Angeles Police Department continues to investigate the murder of the notorious B.I.G., who died in a drive-by shooting early Sunday morning in Los Angeles. In the April issue of The Source magazine on newsstands now, Biggie Smalls talks about his fondness for L.A. He says, quote, "We used to ball out in Cali in the days. We still going out there. But the first thing people going to think about is that situation, which has been blown up too much more than it was. They done made a personal beef between me and Tupac and Death Row into a coastal beef, East against West. And that's crazy. I never did nothing wrong to Tupac, to Faith, to Lil' Kim, to nobody." He adds that he'd like to quit rap, quote, "I really want to stop. If I was financially stable, I could."
Snoop. What's up?
Why'd you kill Biggie?
Well, what a thing to say.
What a thing to say. Now, you know what you need to do? You need to put this dick with these two balls on side of your head and call back later.
Right. Didn't your faggot ass cancel your concert once Biggie died?
No, I didn't, nigga, but I'm out here on the... Who is you anyway? Who is you, you unheard of white rapper? Eat a dick.
Right.
Get out of here.
Bitch. Yo.
All right.
Come up here and see me, punk.
It's from my mouth to God's ear. The nigga said, this nigga Snoop keep calling me. But I heard that nigga's in Miami. This came out Big's mouth. So is that your man, Pots and Pants? That you in his town for 2 months? Y'all don't go get a burger? Y'all don't smoke no weed? Because if it was Puff, y'all would have went shopping.
Bad boy artist working with a death row artist or aftermath artist. Like when we was up here, I don't give my seat up to nobody. Maybe Michael Irvin, because he's up here. But I let Snoop sit in the seat because I thought the picture of Snoop and Mace at this desk for our brand was just big. I sat in the seat to cheer him because people don't know the history and people don't know what actually...
Yeah, you're not supposed to ever see them together.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't give my seat up. But that was, to me, that's what I saw when I was looking at it. You know what I'm saying?
And if you look back at that show, I didn't say much, right? So a little backstory. When we did the show in L.A. at No Way Out, I didn't come out. Because Dre and Snoop was up there. So in my mind, psychologically, it was like, yo, what is niggas doing?
There ain't no East Coast, West Coast beef.
I swear. We ain't coming to talk about nothing behind us. We come to talk about what's ahead of us.
Yeah.
We here to make a difference.
Now, fuck Pac. If you love Pac so much, how you with the motherfucker that everybody say got something to do with the first get down that happened to Pac in New York?
Biggie Smalls was a friend of mine. I spoke on that when I was here, when Pac was alive, when Biggie was alive. I had nothing to do with that beef. I was one of the mediators trying to make peace while that was going down. Me and Puffy was always cool through the whole situation.
Snoop was in L.A. He was doing songs dissing Biggie, talking bad about Biggie and Puffy.
And Puffy was always cool through the whole situation.
Mace ain't coming out. Mace said he's not coming out.
Snoop and Puffy, they did, you know, do something on the Steve Harvey show, if I'm not mistaken, right? When they was in L.A.? We talked about that, man. We talked about that, but that ain't got nothing to do with Big. What they got to do with Big? I mean, it don't got nothing to do with Biggie, but I mean, it's still Bad Boy, you know, affiliation, right? And it's not Bad Boy affiliation. That's Puff and Snoop.
He'd be in the house with Death Row, around Suge, around Pac. Then he hit the streets. He run to tell Puffy at his house because his son used to hang with him. So, what else can they talk about? When you beefing with two different things, what else can you talk? What could have been the conversation with Puffy?
And Puffy was always cool through the whole situation.
What you think about Suge comments? And I never asked you this before, but did you have an issue with Snoop hanging out with Diddy after Tupac got killed?
I always felt that was wrong. I'm going to just keep it real. I'm talking about from that Like now, okay, you know what I mean? I'm 46, Snoop probably early 50s. If he figured out now, he might go by the opinion like, okay, Puffy had nothing to do with Pac. You know, we grown now. If he want to be his friend, no problem. But back then, that was just awkward. And the reason why it was awkward to me that I never even like it because you knew how Pac felt about this individual. Even if you don't agree with him, you probably could have said, I probably ain't gonna come out, publicly with this because until things clear up, so I really know I could be certain that, they didn't have nothing to do with Pac. But it's like it was no, okay, it is what it is. So that I never really respected that back then.
So you had an issue with it. You didn't like it.
Never really liked it. It just was a strange look because you was Pac boy, Puffy, it's clear they had some issues with Pac. And Pac died, and all of a sudden you chilling with Puffy. Back then it just okay. Now you can say what you want. You all grandfathers, I guess. You know what I mean? That's different now. But back then I think it was weird. It was tasteless. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like you really had that much love for Pac.
Fear for your life because you put your cover over your head with your fork in your hand because you wanted to, because you was riding on a plane with Pac, and if it was all that love, you wouldn't have to do that, right?
Not only did Reggie Wright Jr. meet with Dre, who was supposed to be in the back seat of the car with Orlando, and have a meeting about doing distribution for his compilation album that he did with Snoop, Warren G, I think Trady.
And Tupac got a star on Hollywood Walk of Fame. Not one of those individuals, them people, did not come. So you can go up there and accept the award for Pac, act like y'all was close, but y'all was enemies at that time.
For some weird reason, Warren G tells the story how Snoop had a walkie-talkie. Okay. And he could hear what was going on in Vegas the night Pac and them got shot. He told that story on Drink Champs. Not only that, Daz, corrupt, badass, all tell the story how Snoop told everybody, we not going to Vegas.
Do you remember how Pac felt when y'all was on that trip to New York? When Snoop got on the radio and said he was cool with Big and Puff? You remember how Pac felt about that?
Pac, he was upset. He was definitely upset because Snoop was, he loved Snoop, man. He loved him.
So you believe Tupac and Biggie murder was in-house?
I believe Biggie and Tupac was in-house. All had something to do with death row people.
Briefly brought up Sean Combs. It was clear to me that she had no real respect or appreciation for him. Sean clearly didn't do all that he could have done to help out in the investigation. In fact, he was a hindrance in the investigation. Puffy was kind of stonewalling people from talking because he knows if you make inroads on Biggie's murder, you're gonna make inroads on Tupac's murder.
Ushered Biggie to his death.
It wasn't all that love until Pac was dead. Wasn't Big out at California 3-4 weeks and Snoop never saw him? Snoop never came to smoke nothing with him? Snoop never came to eat nothing with him? But it was a whole lot of love? Come on, man.
A lot of things that you're saying today about death row and about Suge and about who committed murder or who could have been involved that are 100% factually wrong, and it's documented.
This is a lie that I told back in the day. I told Frank Alexander to say that when they got out of the taxi club, when they arrived to the MGM, that Orlando Anderson was the guy who attempted to take his chain off his neck. And Frank went along with that and told the Vegas PD that initially. Now, he eventually retracted once, the bitch came out of him. But I told y'all the reason that I did that is because I didn't know, and I believed that Tupac was going to survive. Me as a cop knows this. This is where both sides of the fence shit comes in with Reggie.
Hey, Snoop.
What's happening?
I'm going to ask you a question. Big fan, man. Like, since you came out with Dr. Dre and The Chronic, man. But, I was watching Extra the other day, and they said that you guys are involved in a cover-up about Tupac.
Involved in a cover-up?
Who is you guys? Who are you
Who
guys?
is you guys?
Huh?
Who is you guys?
Like you and Suge Knight.
I'm not with Death Row Records no more. I'm on No Limit Records. I ended my term with Death Row Records in 1996.
Right.
And those statements that you hearing are untrue. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You don't know what happened to this brother.
Don't know what happened. Ain't trying to find out what happened. Ain't inquiring. Don't know and don't want to.
I don't want to know.
I just didn't like.
Because it's dangerous to say you're inquiring, because then someone will go after you, right?
No, I ain't worrying about that.
Santa Monica police then handed it back to Kevin Hackey. Kevin Hackey gave it to his handlers at the ATF and the FBI because he was working undercover. They cleared the gun, gave it back to him. He gave it to Reggie Wright Jr., and that gun was given then to Little Half Dead, which according to the confession letter, and the confession letter was given to us by journalist Chris Blatchford. It was first given to RJ and to Russell Poole. Russell Poole arranged for me independently to go interview Chris Blatchford, confirm the story, and get my own personal copy of it. And that letter says that Reggie Wright Jr. and Little Half Dead and Sharitha are behind the murder of Tupac.
It's either the moment you niggas gonna kill me, and we're gonna get some clarity in this air. We got a 5.5-hour flight. Been around these niggas, I know how they get down. I grab me a knife and a fork, get my blanket, put my blanket over my eyes to like they right up under here. 5.5 hours like this. Sit in the back of the plane, all the way in the back. I'm the last seat. So nigga, somebody gonna get killed. Nigga, if I'm gonna get killed, somebody dying with me. I'm just my back against the wall. 5.5 hours. Nobody say one word to me. Not one fucking word. As soon as we land, they roll the little stairs down. All them niggas go out first. My Rolls Royce right here, Pac Rolls Royce right here. Go down the stairs, Pac go down. I go down, I'm like, Pac, you going to Vegas to the fight, cuz? That nigga like, that's the last thing I remember from cuz. Him doing me like this. And the next time I seen him, he was laying in the hospital.
Got a baby. And when Brenda's Got a Baby came out, I wasn't even in the music industry. At that time, I didn't even know Pac.
Had never met him.
No, until he came around Death Row.
You were not in Las Vegas, Nevada the night Tupac got shot.
No.
You were not in a white Cadillac the night Tupac Shakur got shot.
No. As a matter of fact, the night he was going to Vegas, I was sitting in the car with Snoop. When he pulled up beside us, they was in the Rolls Royces, and he looked at Snoop like, hey, y'all, you ain't going to Vegas? Snoop was like, nah, man. All right, man, be careful, peace. And they pulled off.
And Puffy was always cool through the whole situation.
It's not bad boy affiliation. That's Puff and Snoop.
Yes, yes.
Congratulations, King.
Thank you.
Great move, great move. Great move.
You taught me how to play chess, not checkers, right?
Oh man. One of my greatest students.
Come on, teacher, tell me how you doing.
Man, I'm so proud of you. That's so incredibly dope. I can't wait to sit down and hear about all the ideas you got for the new era of Death Row. I just want to hit you. Congratulations to you.
I love you, cuz. You know, like, you teaching niggas about ownership. Like, when people come to your house, you got to understand your backyard is a safe haven for us to dream and to want to be something. Every time we sit down with each other and we chop it up, and then we go our separate ways, I'm watching. I'm trying to make you proud.
Diddy hated Tupac really, really bad to the core.
I know Snoop been looking suspect in recent years, but I didn't know it went all the way back to the 90s. Seems like people been hinting at Snoop possibly having something to do with the Pac hit and Biggie hit. I remember Snoop's cousin Lil Half Dead being mentioned as a possible suspect, and I personally never really looked into it. But one thing I observed from the video is him and Snoop had different stories about the last time they seen Pac before the incident in Vegas. It's crazy how they say what's done in the dark comes to light. I think the story of Snoop having a walkie-talkie really connects some dots, and Lil Half Dead's album cover is real questionable too. Another thing that's crazy is Snoop being involved in a compilation album with one of the suspects that was supposedly in the white Cadillac after the incident in Vegas, so not only was he dealing with Puff, who was also seen as a questionable character in the situation, he was dealing with other questionable characters and alleged suspects. It's not hard to see Snoop wasn't Pac's friend. The sad thing is, I think Pac had real love for Snoop, and they even think Snoop had something to do with the Biggie setup and hit. When you stack all of these pieces side by side, the conflicting timelines, the close associations with individuals linked to the white Cadillac, the industry politics with figures like Puff, and those chilling details regarding the inner circle, it forces you to look at the entire 90s West Coast landscape through a completely different lens. We talk a lot about loyalty in hip-hop, but history shows us that the biggest betrayals usually come from the inside. Tupac was moving with pure intentions, putting his absolute all into his brothers and his circle, believing the love was mutual. But when the dust settled, the paper trail, the movements, and the silent associations began to paint a picture that many fans are only starting to piece together decades later. Whether it is the rumors surrounding the Biggie setup or the lingering questions about Vegas, one thing remains clear. The official story we were fed back then was only scratching the surface. What's done in the dark truly always comes to light. Appreciate you tuning in and locking in with us for this deep dive. A massive thank you to all the subscribers and supporters for riding with the channel and keeping these critical conversations alive. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and share this video with fellow hip-hop historians. We're only getting started. Stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.